Hi everyone, it's Raya from Capricorn Vibes Only and Vibe About It Tarot. So I wanted to do a Gypsy Rose Blanchard reading to kind of analyze her energy. Remember, this is fun. I mean, no one's life is fun. I mean, like, you should never take someone's tragedy and make it fun. But I'm just saying, I don't want anyone to be like, oh, you know, what I'm saying, take it so serious as fact. That's what I want to say. This is more of for entertainment purposes only, okay? So I have my Friends Abyss Tarot TAT's Oracle deck, her tarot deck. I have her link to her Etsy shop in the description box below. So this is called Soul Season Tarot. Okay. Gypsy Rose is a Leo. Her mom was a Taurus, okay? I want to just analyze a little bit of her mom. Let's get into Dee Blanchard's information. Dee Blanchard. Let's get her personality. Who was she as a person? Spirit guides. Who was Dee Blanchard as a person? Who is Dee Blanchard as a person? The world. Defending. Wow. So it feels like she was always on the defense, right? The Seven of Wands. And I feel she was always at odds with herself and the world. Like, she had a lot to prove. And she didn't know which direction to go. She was very defensive. A lot. I feel she was very misunderstood. And I'm not defending her at all. Like, I just want to say that. I'm just reading the energy of the cards. And she felt everyone was against her. Which kind of makes sense because she did try to poison her stepmother. She abused her daughter. And she was suspected of starving her mother, right? If you watch the documentary. And it felt like the only way to do this, or the only way to defend herself, was to be on the defense a lot. And it's like, attack people before they attack me. That's like the energy that I'm getting for Dee. Ooh, it's a lot. Intuition, the High Priestess in reverse position. I'm going to just take that one. Because in the documentary, it also states that she was into witchcraft, right? But this is more dark energy. This is more, I'm going to use certain tactics to control people. Now, was she necessarily into witchcraft? I don't know. It was more of like, I'm going to use psychological manipulation. The High Priestess in reverse position, to me, is more using a certain power or leverage over someone. And that is by being sneaky, vindictive, manipulative, emotionally controlling aspects. To dictate like certain relationships or power dynamics. And she obviously didn't use it for any good, right? Let's get one more card for Dee. Okay. Ace of Swords in the reverse position, new ideas. Obviously, her idea, her viewpoints were very toxic, but it was in a way to navigate or to control a certain narrative. But that narrative obviously has crumbled. And instead of being innovative, instead of creating or maybe raising a child to be more than what she was, she raised a child to be what she needed her to be. Let's see. I'm going to pull out my archetype deck. Check out my website for this. I'm going to try to shuffle as much as I can to get Dee Dee's energy. I'm going to take this one. This one came out like on the side. Private investigator. Suspicious of everyone. May not find solid proof. Overcommitted to solving a case. Ignorant when people close are involved. Come to logical and accurate conclusions. Skilled at gathering and utilizing information. Perceptive. Holds out against popular belief. Oh my God. She was very good at controlling the narrative. Very good at gathering and utilizing information for her benefit, right? She made sure whatever Gypsy said was consistent, and she made sure whatever she said was consistent. And if anyone picked up on any inconsistencies or inaccuracies, she obviously pulled away from that medical person who maybe became suspicious, right? But she was so good at being very private with her information, what she was willing to portray, that she fooled a lot of people for a very long time. And that's skillful. Again, I'm not, and I'm saying this with shaky voice. Like, I'm not saying this to defend her at all. It's like, you know, everyone's like, how does not anyone see this? It's just like, she was that good to trick people. She was that sly and like, you know, I guess maybe like being in that position as a mother or a caregiver and seeing their child go through things, that's like something you don't really question because it's not normal, right? And I feel she used that system of people who cared about her daughter to her advantage. Let's get another one, and then we're going to get to Gypsy Rose. I mean, I'm not saying anything that you guys haven't already heard if you watched it, but it's, I mean, you see the cards come out. It's confirming her energy or what her energy was like. Let's see. Oh my God. I'm going to cry. I hate this. I always cry. Caregiver. Steamroll others. Crosses boundaries. Overprotective. Self-neglecting. Easily deceived. Single-minded. Overly involved. You all saw this. It flipped out, and this is my deck, and I wish I added, you know, Munchausen right here by proxy, right? But she steamrolls others. She crosses boundaries. She's made up diseases that people go through in order to get attention. And she used her daughter to benefit herself. So she took advantage of her situation and really prolonged the pain of her daughter's life. Like, I'm going to get into like other things too. Let's get another one for Dee Dee. Okay. So let's see. Magical child. Daydreams and engages in imaginative play. Fun childhood. Sees sacred beauty in the world. Represents a part of us which is enchanting. Damsel. In need of rescuing. Male ego-driven. Domesticated. Cunning. Immobilization. Helpless. Controlled. Prize. Femme fatale. Narrator. Good. Effeminate. Particular point of view. Forces others to decode messages. Join support groups to fit in. Just reading a couple things. Entertainer, self-deprecating, unfiltered, shallow, fear of boredom, distracted, plays victim, impulsive, disruptive, inappropriate, off task. So 2 of them came up in the upright, 2 of them came in the reverse. And based on this, like, she lived in her own world. She created her own world in order to play this victim, in order to spin a web, a story that made her be the damsel in distress and for people to come and help her. I think this is like I don't want to give her any more attention. May her rest in peace, yeah, whatever. But yo, okay, I'm gonna move on to Gypsy Rose. All right, so I'm gonna just ask, like, do you guys feel, write in the comments, Gypsy Rose deserves freedom, or do you feel she belongs in jail for the rest of her life? Because I have seen on social media people saying like 50-50, right? And I'm like, I'm one of those people, like, I do not believe she deserves life in prison. She was abused for 19 years of her life, right? She, and you can argue with me if you want, you have your opinion. Okay, but anyways, I'm not going to go into it too much. Let's get into Gypsy Rose's energy. Let's do while she was in the care of her mother real quick. Gypsy Rose's energy while she was in the care of her mother. Gypsy Rose's energy while she was in the care of her mother. Wow. The Eight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Lovers in the upright. It's like she loved her mom. But she knew, like, she was not going to grow in this situation with her mom. It's like she felt trapped because she didn't know, I mean, this is her mom. But she felt also like, I can't live like this anymore. I can't continue on feeling the way that I feel, being treated the way that I'm being treated, but she's my mom. Like, how do you hate someone but love someone so much at the same time? That's the feeling that I'm getting. It's like, I hate this person that's doing this to me, but I love my mom because she gave birth to me, and she's the only one that I really know. Gypsy Rose energy. Let me take this one. 4-leaf clover. Seek a new purpose in life. Practice self-care and self-love. Overwhelmed by responsibilities. I think she wanted some type of hope. She did not feel hopeful, but she wanted to have that. She wanted some sort of new purpose in her life that was beyond this control. But she was constantly overwhelmed by her mom being controlling, dictating everything, controlling her body, controlling her mind, her physical state. But it's like, she's my mom. What do I do? Get another card. Lantern, following the path least traveled. Good advice is coming to assist you. Overcome worries and challenges ahead. So if you notice, like, there's lights here, I feel like she knew she had to get out. She knew she had to get out. There was no way that she could have continued with what her life was going. She was either going to die or she had to get out. That's the energy that I'm getting. Okay, how does she feel at the time of the murder? How does she feel at the time of the murder? Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. How does she feel about the murder? A whole new world. Freedom. But she also knew what she was doing was wrong. Look at, yeah. She knew, she felt helpless because she had that attachment to her mother. But she also felt like that was her only way out from this manipulative person who was controlling her, who used whatever power and tools. And she knew like there was no hope for her. Yeah. And I feel for a long time she hid whatever she was feeling. And the truth had to come out. And the only way for it to come out is possibly going through this. Now, I feel like she doesn't regret it? No, I feel like she does. But let's see. Does she regret what happened to her mother? Does she regret plotting the murder? Does she regret? Does she regret? No. Let me just, does she regret? Yeah, look at this. I'm getting like, no. I don't think she regrets it because I feel like this is the only way for her to have walked away. This would have probably continued on for a long time. Now, I'm not saying she doesn't feel remorse. She doesn't feel sad about it. But I feel like she felt that was her only way out. Does she feel? What does she feel? How does she feel about the death of her mother? How does she feel? Look at, she knew this has changed her life completely. It has shifted her life. She feels anguish. She feels sadness. She doesn't really know how to feel, to be honest with you, because the Tower card is like a total upheaval of everything that you knew. And it's like you cannot put a word to your emotions because your emotions is all jumbled up. Like 1 minute you're sad, 1 minute you're happy, 1 minute you're guilty and depressed, but 1 minute you're hopeful. Like it's a whole culmination of emotions, sometimes hitting you all at once, sometimes one after another. And that's like how she feels. But the thing is, she knew this is what she had to do, right? Like that was her mindset. Like there was no way anyone would have listened to her, because her mom was always there. And she felt like, okay, I have to do this. Let's see. Does she feel like she had another choice? Okay, so this came up sideways. Not really. Look at Page of Wands. So for me, it's like she was very young. Yeah, she was 19, but yeah, like she was controlled, manipulated by her mother, right? And even 19-year-olds, what is it? The cerebral cortex part has not fully developed. So imagine someone's being in this type of environment. You are already stunted mentally. Okay. And she was like, I don't really feel like I have an option. This is my best option. Let's see how she currently feels. Let's get into her personality a little bit too. I want to just tap into that and then we'll see what's going to happen for her. Let's get into Gypsy Rose. This one keeps, just going to flip that over. Let's get into her. This one was right there. I'm going to take it. Ninja. Equipped with many different tools. Discipline, spiritual refinement, patient, master of disguise, observant, and stealth-like. I'm saying because I don't really want to say what I want to say until I get more cards. Gypsy Rose. Persona. Environmentalist. Boss. Ooh, this is, y'all. entertainment purposes only. This is like, being a ninja is being very quiet and stealth-like, right? Right? Just, you don't see them coming. No one saw this coming. Persona, environmentalist, boss, all in the reverse. I'm going to read it to you. Persona. Does what society expects him to do. Facade. Personal power. Personal persona can limit growth. Excessive concern with other people's opinions. Environmentalist. Overconsumption. Blames. Anti-human. Retreating. Apocalyptic. Righteous. Complicit. Pushes agendas onto others. Rigid. Intolerant. Boss. Disconnected. Manipulative. Controlling. Overthinks. Judges. Unbalanced. Uncreative. Not totally present in the moment. Repelling. Okay, I'm just going to get some tarot. So, I just feel like she's been thrust into the spotlight really quickly. Like, right? I don't know how many followers she has now on TikTok or whatever, social media. But I feel she's never had a normal life. Yeah, look at Ten of Swords. And I don't think she'll ever have a normal life. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And the Ace of Cups in reverse. She needs extensive counseling if she's not already getting it. But for her to be thrust into the spotlight is another, like, situation that's almost the same like what she was going through when she was with her mom. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. It feels like now she's putting on another persona. Because she has to in the public eye. Because she's in the public eye again. Like, she was in the public eye when she was sick, right? Her mom put her out there. Everyone knew her in the medical field, wherever they went. She was like a mini celebrity. And now she's like a celebrity again. So how do you navigate that? You are either going to pretend to be someone else. You become very disconnected. You become very manipulative and controlling because you want to control the narrative of who you are and how people perceive you, right? She's a Leo too. I tried to figure out the birth chart, but there was no information on there. And this is not saying anything negative about Leos, okay? Like, it's more of like this attention now. It's a different level of attention. The other attention was like, oh my God, what's wrong with her? Oh my God, I feel so bad for her. Oh my God. But now it's like she has two sides. Like, she deserves to be in jail or she deserves to be free. And I feel she's very tactical and also stealth-like in what she presents to the world. And this could be because based on her upbringing with her mom. And, you know, you can argue with me, oh, but nature and nurture, right? Maybe she has developed some skills from her mom and she's now utilizing it to protect herself, right? I'm going to use the word protection. But she's not really authentically herself now either. So I feel really, I don't want to say sorry for her because I don't want to feel like sympathy, but I feel compassion because she's never had a normal life and she's now not going to have another normal life. So what do you do? What do you do when you know how it was to live? So you're going to continue on kind of living a persona. Because that's all you really know. But now you're free. Now you can do what you want to do, but can you? Especially when you're like, your hand was squeezed to say a certain word, or you were controlled to act and be a certain way. Now that's embedded in you. Subconsciously, this is how you're going to act because you want to give people what they want to see, right? I hope you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say. Let's see what's going to happen for her. This is, wow. I'm saying for entertainment purposes only, but this is pretty They're like deep. I don't know. You could argue with me or disagree. Okay, what's going to happen to her? What's going to happen to Gypsy Rose? Feather, weapons, pen. Okay. Self-limited blocks and thoughts. Feeling caged and restricted. No motivation, inspiration, fragile. And this is what I'm talking about. She's still very much fragile. Very much caged and restricted. Like, who really am I? I don't know who I am because I was controlled to tell everyone else this is who I am. And now I'm in the spotlight. Like, I don't know how to be myself. Weapons. Difficult situation that left an impression. You may need to defend yourself. Excuses. Traumatic experience. Retaliation. Restless. Pen. Be transparent and outspoken. Wisdom. Promotion. Creative. Original. Your hard work is paying off. Confident. So I feel with her, it's going to be like a long, long journey. Like healing, they say time heals all wounds, but I feel like time just makes the wounds more bearable. And I feel the more that she can be transparent and start maybe breaking away from the spot. Like I really think she should. That's my opinion. Like she could do whatever she wants with her life. But I feel if she can cut off social media, cut off all the newspaper outlets, everything, and just live her life as best as she can, and then maybe decide to write a book, go to counseling, whatever, I feel her authentic self will be able to come out because she wouldn't have people to judge her. Yeah, she's still going to have people to judge her. I'm not saying that's going to be completely gone. But she's very limited right now. And she's still feeling very defensive because she still has to defend herself in a way. Like, imagine defending yourself to strangers about what happened to you. And people are saying, well, I would have just left. Oh, I would have never killed my mom. Or I would have told someone. I'm like, bitch, please. Like, stop. I hate it when people say what they would have done. But they would have not. But you can't say that when you've never been in their situation. Like, have some compassion, people. And I just feel like people need to stop judging and kind of understand what she went through. And this is the whole really point of this reading, is to shed some light into like the human experience, and that what you think you would do is not really probably what you would do. Like you don't know what you would do. You would have that fight or flight. You don't know until that happens to you. And I feel for her, like, constantly having to defend who she is, even though in her interviews she doesn't really outright say it in a defensive way. It's because she's trying to put her persona to protect herself. And oh God, where was I going with this? But it's like people really need to stop. 19 years being abused psychologically, physically, giving her medication that she did not need to have. Like, this girl needs and deserves, women, a normal life. And some sort of compassion. Like, I can never say this is what I would do if I were in her situation, because I was never in her situation. So yeah, I just hope this reading helped. I mean, you could write in your comments what you think. You feel like she deserves life in prison or whatever. That's your opinion. I'm going to respect your opinion. But I hope you also kind of have some compassion. Anyway, guys, I love you guys. Good luck with everything.